Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. This is the Canon G7X Mark I. Recently reviewed the G7X Mark II. You can check it out in the past videos. And what I'm doing now is trying to see if the advantages of the Mark II are worth the additional cost, because there's a significant price difference. You can get this for around $500. The new one is somewhere around $657. So this is a fair bit of savings. You just want to make sure that if you're going to spend the extra money, you're getting your money's worth. Now, this video is going to focus on the reasons to buy this, the Mark I, over the Mark II. And there are two reasons, basically, that I have been able to come to that are of any significance to me. So, I'll give you my two, and if there's something else that I'm not pointing out that you guys see, leave it in the comments below, let us know. But here's my two. Number one is the longer exposure. So you can do a long exposure for night shots of 250 versus 15 seconds. So now that I think is overcome with the bulb exposure, but it is a long exposure setting that wasn't available on the Mark II. You could argue it's a moot point now that we have a bulb exposure setting on the Mark II, but it is a feature that is not showing up on the Mark II. So the other one, the big one, number two, and this is actually the biggest one for me, is the price, because this does a lot of what the Mark II does. The Mark II is, as you would think, as it suggests from the fact that it's a Mark II, it's a revised version of this camera. So it has a lot of little enhancements. Some would argue maybe not little, like the bigger buffer depths and the faster shooting rates and things like that. But for the most part, we're talking about the same body, the same flip-up screen, the same lens, the same sensor. So when you look at the price, you have to decide, are all those little enhancements worth it for you over the price? This can be had for around $500. The Mark II can be had for $650 to $700, just depending on when you buy it and if it's on sale and where you buy it from and blah, blah, blah. So, is that $150 to $200 price difference worth it for you? Is it worth it for me? That's what I'm trying to decide. I love these little cameras. I loved the Mark II. So I'm going to shoot with the Mark I for a bit here and just see, do I want to spend the extra on the Mark II, or do I want to just buy the Mark I because it does what I need it to do and I want to save that money? So those are my two reasons why you would consider the Mark I over the Mark II. And granted, it's really just one big one. It's the price. But if there's something else I've missed that you guys want to point out, leave in the comments below. Have I missed something that the Mark I is an advantage over the Mark II? I don't think so, but if I have, let me know and we can discuss it. And thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.